Let me show you all the startup website for teameagles.net. Well, this isn't it. This is teamjp.net, which is big and full-functioned, and it's a wonderful place to go and search on anything you want to find. And I'm pretty sure you'll find 90% of what you're looking for if you go there. But it is a bit of a monster. And for brand new people, it's a lot to take in. That's why 6 months ago, I built and launched this, teameagles.net, which is geared specifically towards brand new people. So there's much less here as a logical sequence. This is where we direct people with our welcome emails. If you've sponsored anyone in this last 6 months, you will have received an email from us sharing with you that we've added your new rep on your team, the person you sponsored, to our email list, and showing you exactly the email they would have received as a welcome. And that welcome email sends them to this website, not to teamjp.net, but to teameagles.net. For most of you, I think this won't be a surprise. But let me just stop that share for a moment and give you some statistics. In the last 6 months, we have added a total of 101 new team members to Team Eagles. Out of those 101, 17 of them, so roughly 17%, have completed the HLP to get their first promotion and their $100 cash bonus. And a total of 7% have gone on to complete the 2,000 plus. Honestly, I'm not satisfied with those numbers. I don't think they're great numbers at all. First of all, 101 in 6 months. That's about half of what we have normally seen over the last 5 to 10 years. So for some reason, recruiting is down, and I'd love your input sometime as to if you have any ideas why that is. But 17% of them completing the HLP, gosh, honestly, I know a lot of people sign up just to save some money, just to be a wholesale buyer or a little more to help cover the cost of their product. But the best way to cover the cost of your product is to go out and find a couple of customers and to do the HLP in that first 30 days. So by my estimation, I think close to a half, at least a third of new people joining Team Eagles ought to at least complete the HLP. And then I would say a third of them, so certainly well more than 7%, should go on to do the 2,000 plus. So let me go back and show you the website again. And let me just take you through this very, very briefly. So across the top, here are the tabs, here are the sections, which, as I mentioned, follow a logical sequence, starting with I'm curious, to I'm new, then friends and family and launch, which are the two optional ways to start your virtual franchise. And then next steps, which is logically next steps after your launch. And then lastly, a page on how to share Juice Plus, how to share your story. So I'm curious is a starting place, a starting point for teameagles.net, because this is also somewhere that you can send someone who is curious. As simple as that. Excuse me. A brief introduction at the start there. And then this rather nice, warm and fuzzy.
Juice Plus as a product is really quite simple. It is like putting a salad bar, fruits and vegetables into.
And then this extra text here in the middle, starting with "We are unique." I'll come back to that in a moment. Just a simple textual explanation of what it looks like to join Juice Plus as a representative. And then this wonderful video by Brian.
Hello. In this video, we're going to answer the question, how does website. There's sections like the Juice Plus company shipped the product directly.
How our business works. And it really is the very, very best simple way to explain to someone how it works. And then a little more on what I think are the crucial factors, crucial features of our Juice Plus virtual franchise. And then I think this is helpful too, so that people can see that we've been around for well over 20 years, and this nice video shows the first 20 years of Juice Plus in history. Then we have the uniques. What are these factors which make our business and our company unique? There's a lot of them, because there's a lot that is unique. From here, they can go back. Are you still curious? And then the bottom of this page is the same as all the pages on this teameagles.net website, where they can move on to the next stage. So there are 2 ways to get started. That has taken them to the second section, I'm new. And there are 2 ways to get started. One, if they're really not ready yet to go for a full launch of their virtual franchise, then the friends and family plan is the way to go. So that's the next section. And not surprisingly, this focuses on the healthy living plan. This is why I think that the vast majority of people starting up, even if they're just looking to save a little bit of money on their family's product, I think if we show them this, if we say to them, look, I don't know how much of this is for you, but let's just sit down and go through the first couple of sections of this website. And by the way, that's a critical point. This isn't for you or me to send them to go through by themselves. That may be one of the reasons we're not seeing a higher ratio of people completing the HLP, that we need to sit down with them. We really need to be their guide, taking them through, showing them what's possible, even if all they want is the friends and family plan. So this explains the friends and family plan, explains the simplicity of completing the HLP and what that's worth to them, and also shows them that there are some simple tools, online videos, which they can use to make it even easier. Send a couple of texts, reach out to a few friends and say, I'm not sure this is for you, but this is what I'm doing. I love the product. You might be interested yourself. Excuse me. So clicking on that image, bottom right there, brings up this, and I hope you're all familiar with this. This is a 2-page document which basically shows you how simple it is and how powerful it can be to send a text or a Facebook message to someone saying, if I sent you a link to a video, would you watch this short video? And this makes it really, really simple for you. So if you know someone who loves the famous Brit Bear Grylls, then you can select that link and watch a video that is no longer there. Oh dear. Okay, another little thing I have to check, correct. A bad choice, wasn't it, on my part? But that's the point. You can use these links to take you specifically to, so for instance, Val has a dental hygienist.
The mouth is the gateway to the body.
Down there in Phoenix. So we suggested that she send her a link to this. And as you can see, it is Dr. Frank Eggleston, famous retired dentist from Texas, talking about the Smile of Juice Plus. But on the same page, we have all these other videos so that when they've watched that one, if they're intrigued by Children's Health Study, they can watch that video as well. So that's the friends and family section. And once you've taken them through this, then I would suggest you ask them the question, okay, does that appeal to you? Is that something you might be interested in? And if they say yes, and you say, well, would you like to know more? And they say, no, that's probably enough for me right now. That's where you say, great, let's work on helping you to get that $100 cash bonus in the next 30 days. If they say, or when they've completed their HLP, then come back here, sit down with them or do it over the phone, each of you at your computers, and say, okay, let's look at the next stage, which is, if you want more, then launch your virtual franchise. So now we're in section 4, which, if I go back here, is the second way to start. You can start in one of two ways. Launch your virtual franchise. And again, as a combination of text and videos, I'm repeating the Brian Rose video here because if someone wants to get started, then they need to be reminded of just how the business works. But to begin with, here are some ground rules, as I call them, just some things, some useful hints and tips, some useful guidance for anyone who does want to get started in this as a slightly more serious business. By the way, I should have highlighted the fact that the I'm New page has an audio recording up here.
Well, hello and welcome to Team Eagles.
You know that voice, and that's Jenny's and my welcome audio, the audio from a welcome video that we send all new reps joining our team to take a look at so that they get to know a little bit about us. So going back to the launch page, you'll see two audios here as well, which reinforce, which further kind of illustrate what the topics here. So getting ready with a sponsor and getting set with a goal before they go. Get ready, get set, go. These two audios feature.
Welcome to the online world of your Juice Plus virtual.
Our sponsor, Dear Kurt, who does a nice job.
Oh my goodness, I am so excited for you because I remember how excited I was when I.
Now I'm hoping for a lot of you watching this, recorded or live, that you're surprised that you didn't realize that there's all this here. I hope so, because I hope we see an improved number of new HLPers in the future weeks and months. But getting ready is this. This is literally just helping the new person to get ready. Getting set, that's seeding the idea in their minds that it'd be good to set a goal. First goal is the HLP. Next goal is the 2000 plus, of course. And then go. These are the first 4 of 6 steps. Memory jogger, watching some videos, crafting a story, and then going out with the help of the sponsor or just texting and Facebook messaging, not even going out, but with help to get their first customers. Because if we can help them at this point to get their first customers, their first orders outside their household, then they've pretty much done their HLP. And it really should be as simple as that. 2 more videos at the bottom here. What should your first month or 2 look like? Again, Brian Rose. And Operation 818, again, Brian Rose. Don't want to waste time with those now. But once you've taken them through these 4 steps and helped them get their first couple of customers, then you can move on to the next stage, which is the next steps, which will be preparation for helping them complete their 2000 plus. And here are steps 5 and 6, exploring resources and again deciding. And again, here's another audio.
Okay, as you started building your virtual franchise.
Featuring Kurt Beavers. So it's all there. And then for the first time at this point, we can introduce the mission-driven model. And this is the Thursday night Inspiring Healthy Living program, Zoom, featuring Julie Hertz and Jamie Kinsey. So steps 5, step 6, and then what's next? It's not really what's next, but what is fundamental. And the last section here is crafting your story and sharing your story, including the tools again, the importance of inviting, sharing, and following up. And then lastly, as they work towards and complete their 2000 plus, then the next step is to continue finding customers to get to the point where they are customer qualified. And you should all know by now that this, as important as it is to have a qualified business, having a customer qualified business is now absolutely fundamental and foundational. So that is teameagles.net. I will unmute everyone and see if anyone has any comments or questions. Did it make sense?
I liked it. I like the flow of it. It looked it's really clean and easy to navigate, and all of the videos that you chose, I think, are really simple videos too. Doesn't get real complicated in the beginning. So I liked it.
Good. And Chris, do you feel comfortable sitting down with someone, or if they're long distance, you both using your computers and doing it by phone, or even doing a Zoom? You can do a Zoom, a screen share. That's even more powerful. Are you comfortable with that idea?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I was thinking of the people that I want to maybe send it to, because a lot of times lately we've been having a lot of great events, but it's just been really difficult to get people to those events, just because they're either busy, they can't find babysitters, So if you can send them something that they can do at home, I think it really simplifies getting the information to them.
Absolutely. Nicole?
So it flows well, and I like it. As a sponsor, I would like to know, what should I be doing for them through this? So that's where I'm a little lost. So you take them through the first page. Do you watch the videos with them? And say, oh, let's watch this together, and then just moving through? Is there anything? I don't know. I guess maybe I just need to sit down and go through it. But,
Nicole, that's the idea, that you sit down with them. Or in Alison's case, Alison is on day one of a 3-day business launch Facebook party. I committed to her before we got started. She's had some tremendous interaction from friends on that Facebook party. And I have no doubt at the end of the 3 days, when Alison's doing the follow-up, she's going to end up with 1, 2, or maybe 3 friends who say, wow, okay, I'd like to learn more about this, and maybe I'd like to do this with you. And I can tell from the comments that many of them, in fact, most of them, are scattered all over the country. So, Alison, what you will do with them, I hope, is, you can use Zoom. You can use this Zoom account if you want. You can screen share, and you and they can be looking at the pages and reading the text. And, don't be embarrassed about reading word for word what you see on the page, and doing it slowly so that they're absorbing it, they're getting it. Every now and again say, did that make sense? Do you have any questions? And absolutely watch each of the videos together. That's the power of it. And go slowly. If you've got someone who is really serious, and so they want to go through the first 4 sections with you, you may have to break it up and do it in 2 different sessions, and that's fine. Absolutely fine. Does that make sense, Nicole?
Yeah. I guess, yeah, it does. The questions that you asked, you said, does this appeal to you? Would you like to know more? Sit down and look at the next section. I guess, does it give direction for, so practically, what do you do to get them, does it give you instruction? Friends and family call? Does it give you instruction for doing a HLP party or something? What?
Well,
what?
I'm not including HLP, healthy living plan, or wellness presentations in this. Those are options which you, the sponsor, can offer them. I'm trying to almost dumb this down.
Right.
To you can use Zoom if you as a sponsor are comfortable with Zoom, which you are. To Facebook, yeah, you can do Facebook parties, and in particular to sharing by texting. Okay. Because I'm convinced that a new person they may not feel comfortable picking up a phone, but
Sure.
especially if they're younger, they'll feel very comfortable sending some texts, sending a few Facebook messages. And, we know enough as sponsors to help them to get the text right, to get the wording right, so that, as I said to Alison, when Alison was putting her party together, ask a friend to say whether the message or text that you plan to send to get a friend to attend the party, does it sound like you? And so she had Cody tell her whether it sounded like her, and it did. And that's critically important.
So I guess it was more like, so the sharing by texting. So somebody who moves through quickly, so a new virtual franchisee has a new person, so they may not know everything they have to offer a new person. And so that's where, like, I've been doing it a while. I know what to offer a new person, but I'm thinking of those people who are new VFs. So they have a new person. They're not fully trained up, ready to go. So what I'm hearing is that sharing by texting is the way you're advising us to go with that, is to advise new people to do like a share by texting blitz or something like that. And really,
Nicole, it will always depend on the person. I mean, some will have so much confidence and are so extrovert and outgoing that they'll be out doing this, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that's probably 10 to 20% of the people who will join your team. Mm-hmm. And I think the vast majority of other people will feel very comfortable sending a text, sending a Facebook message, not one or two, but 10 names.
Sure.
And make a commitment to script what you're going to text them and Facebook message them, and then get it done. But then, handhold them through it. But if you have someone who's moved fast, let me go back to Sherry this again. If they've moved fast and they've launched their virtual franchise and they've moved on and they've completed their 2,000 plus, so they are a VF, right? Mm-hmm. And in the course of that, they have at least figured out how to share their story and how to use some tools to get the customers.
Right.
So if they have used, if you, their sponsor, and in future, not in the past, but if you in future have used this website to take them through each of these steps, then don't you think
they would know?
They will be very confident to do exactly with that new person what you did with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Mick, I want to congratulate you on this website because I really do think it's excellent, especially for people who don't have the confidence to start off sponsoring new reps onto their team. We've heard that over the years. I have no problem sharing the product with people and getting customers, but I panic when I sign somebody up because I don't know what to do with them. And I think that answers the question. I think we could continue this discussion for a long, long time, but as always, we're over time and I am going to come to a close.
There you go.
Unless you have any parting comments, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. And those of you who are listening to the recording, hopefully you have also found it very helpful. And we will talk to you next Monday evening, and we look forward to seeing many of you in St. Louis in about 3 weeks' time.
God bless everybody. Have a great week.